What's going on? We're here for Dynasty Talk Podcast number 2. We just came off week 1, but we do want to jump right in and talk about the draft as well. I'm here with my esteemed co-host, Fly Society, and Let the Wookiee Win. What's going on, guys?
How's it going, man?
Just, I'm just happy you guys invited me to join as the only team that hasn't won here.
Yeah, Malcolm, you gotta be dealing. It's gotta be a tough loss.
Yeah, I expect my trophy in the mail for winning week 1, Chris. Whenever you're ready.
I don't have it, man.
Yeah, what?
We'll
All right,
see
we're
this
going to
week.
jump right into it. We planned on doing a podcast before week 1. We wanted to talk about the draft, so we're going to jump right into that and just pretend like we don't know anything about week 1, and then we'll just jump right into week 1. How does that sound?
Pretty good.
Cool.
All right, well, Chris, I think you should lead the way because you've got the content, the creation.
Yeah, well, so mostly the first round, is to me is always the most important. Like after that, there's always random gems, but it's kind of hard to tell. This year was a lot deeper than most of them. I feel like we had. Even if there was guys in the fourth round that I'm like, they could actually make an impact for people this year. So this was a fun draft. I was excited. It sucked I didn't pick till I think it was like 29, but other than that, yeah, it was good.
Yeah, I'm kind of right there with you. I think this is one of the deepest classes we've probably seen. We're in year 6, right? Cycle 6.
Yeah.
And I think this is the first time I've actually felt that it was ridiculously deep, that people probably shouldn't have gone for, veteran free agents that were in there, such as Tyrell Williams. I think he went in the first round to Colton, if I remember correctly. So.
And I believe he just got cut by Colton today as well.
He did. I didn't even see that. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Well, that's crazy. Well, let's jump right into it. Malcolm, you have anything to say about the draft before we get started?
No, it was tough because, like Chris, I didn't draft till the second round, and I did trade up
20.
to draft where I did. But no, I'm looking over it. There were some great picks, some picks that we talked about a little earlier, mocked, and certain people look like geniuses, aka Nate. So, way to go!
Yeah. So, is there any shockers that stood out? I remember we had. I know. I at least talked with Lucas about it. What a terrible pick Elijah Mitchell was at 10, and yeah, I'm looking kind of dumb on that one right now.
Yeah, I was right with you. I thought Nate was on crack. So he was smarter than me on that one. I can't lie. So,
well, was that the best pick in the entire draft?
For week 1, yeah.
Yeah, for week 1 only. Just what we know from based on week 1 and what the future holds for these players. Would you guess that's going to be we're going to look back and say that was the best pick in this entire draft?
I think if we look back 5 years from now, I'm saying it's Etienne at 204. That's my guess.
All right. Well, number 1 is
Waddle at 8.
Yeah, Waddle at 8 might be.
I thought he should have went 1.
Yeah. He's one with having 2. I was very upset I couldn't get a handle on him.
See, I actually had Waddle nowhere near my board. I was not going to draft Waddle unless he fell to the second round. I just didn't have any belief. And then I saw week 1, and I changed my mind immediately, which is the best thing about rookies is that you find yourself changing your mind. For instance, Devonta Smith, I probably wasn't going to draft him. I think he's probably going to be the best wide receiver in this entire class.
Yeah,
now.
he might
already
be.
kind of do that. I don't know. But number 1 was Najee Harris. That was obviously probably the consensus number 1 for everybody.
Yeah.
Had 5.4 points week 1. Are you a little worried if you're Valyrian Steelers?
No.
Told you in the last podcast I thought he could be Leonard Fournette. So, I know you said consensus.
Yeah.
He wasn't my number 1. But, he's not going to be that bad, man. He's going to get all the carries.
Yeah.
Still get some passing game work. I wouldn't be that worried.
Who would you have drafted if you were number 1?
Jalen Waddle. I just told you.
Number 1. Oh, you were kidding.
Yeah.
He's gonna be so good, man. I don't think you guys understand. He's like Tyreek Hill, but bigger.
Yeah.
Coming from the Bama homer, of course.
Yeah, I'm surprised you don't have any love for Devonta Smith, and you're all Jalen Waddle too.
Yeah.
Well, I was wrong. I thought Devontae Smith was just like a college receiver, and obviously he can do it in the pros too.
Well,
his route running it was just like unquestionably the best on the field the entire game.
Yeah.
Like every time I looked up, I felt like he was just had release on anybody anywhere near him every time, and especially that touchdown. That touchdown was awesome.
Well, like
Yeah.
I was saying the other day, I was like, in college he had 5 to 10 yards of separation on everybody running his routes. Now he's got 3 to 5, but like, it doesn't matter. He's still open. Like, yeah, he's good, man.
All right. Well, Najee Harris was number 1. So going into number 2, who I believe was your number 1 pick, Chris, if you had the number 1 pick. We talked about that before the draft, at least. That went Kyle Pitts.
Yeah.
And we were all kind of thinking that could be the case. But honestly, I thought Tom was going to take Jamar Chase there. I kind of think he picked the right decision as far as longevity goes. I don't know. I like what I saw from Jamar Chase. He looked real good. But I think Kyle Pitts is probably still, in terms of what you're going to get from that tight end position, and needing a tight end that can, put up some big numbers and have high ceiling, because you can always find a wide receiver. I was not to the caliber of Jamar, but Kyle Pitts is really hard to find a tight end like that. So
Yeah.
Yeah, I have no complaints with that pick.
do you think he regrets it?
No.
No, it's 1 week, you know.
I don't know. It's just like you guys said, Jalen Waddle, Devonta Smith, Jamar Chase. Like, I think they're kind of making us question those first couple of picks, in my opinion. I know Robert Fife is definitely not questioning his pick at number 3 with Jamar Chase, though. I don't think there was any reason to have any question for that. And not to mention, he just traded for Joe Burrow right before the draft. So,
Yeah, I think most of.
Oh yeah,
teams... Yeah, go ahead.
no, that's to me a great strategy. Lock up the number 1 receiver, the quarterback. You can ride that out for like 10 years if you wanted to.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and I think pretty much other than Tom, most of these teams are trying to build teams for at least next year. Although, if Burrow and Chase keep doing what they're doing, Fife could definitely be in the playoffs this year.
well, anything to say about the top 3 picks? Najee Harris, Kyle Pitts, Jamar Chase, 1, 2, 3. Valerian Steelers, Tom Foolery, Wake and Baker.
Solid. No
Yeah.
issues right
Yeah.
there.
All right. Well, number 4 was your dad, Chris. That's it hurts when I furt. And he drafted the rookie running back Javonte Williams out of North Carolina. Who had a pretty disappointing week after Melvin Gordon ran all over.
Yeah,
Jamar-
he screwed me.
Yeah, Melvin Gordon definitely screwed you with a 70-yard touchdown run, but we'll save that for week 1. When the moment I knew Malcolm was screaming in another house in a different way than the way I was screaming. So, yeah. Javonte Williams, though, little worried as your dad, who drafted Cam Akers, I believe, number 3 last year, or was it number 4?
I think it was 4.
So, I mean, back-to-back, top 5 picks and drafting running backs. And, I mean, Cam Akers has shown signs of it, but obviously can't stay healthy. And it looks like Javonte is probably not going to win that starting job in the next couple of weeks. So it might take him a little bit of the season to be the starter. So
Yeah, I mean, and if not, I mean, to me, that most of his draft seems like it's a long-term deal. That's a team that in a couple of years could be one of the best teams we've got.
Yeah, I don't think he's questioning it, obviously, because he has the number 8 pick as well, which we just talked about.
Yeah.
But moving right along to your boss, Bill, crab legs to go, who drafted Devonta Smith, the Heisman winner. Obviously, we probably feel pretty good about that one. I think we all kind of didn't really think he was going to be as good as he actually was.
Yeah, I was pretty shocked, but yeah, he's legit.
All right, well, number 6 was Trey Sermon, to suck my balls, Mr. Garrison. Sorry, YouTube. Besides that, not a lot to say about that, other than the fact that Trey Sermon hasn't played a snap yet. He got benched week 1 for Elijah Mitchell, who we're about to talk about at number 10. I assume having the number 6 pick in the draft and not seeing a snap out of your player after week 1 and him not being hurt is a little bit alarming. But I would definitely think that's probably the most alarming pick in the top 10 picks.
Yeah, and that's yeah.
All right, well, moving right along, number 7 was Colt 45 Revolvers, and he drafted Trevor Lawrence, who he's actually starting every week. Benched Tom Brady week 1 and hasn't benched again this week.
Well, that's asinine, but okay. I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
Only scored 89 points last week, Colt 45, who's been in the playoffs the first 2 or 3 years since he's been in the league. I think it's first 2 years. Has made the playoffs both first 2 years. Actually had the highest average in the league for like a short period of time last year talking shit to Malcolm about it. Once again, summer YouTube. And moving right along is number 8, your dad again, who had the number 8 pick after trading Devin Singletary.
Yes, Devin Singletary.
Yeah.
So the Devin Singletary for the number 8 pick overall, and turned Devin Singletary into Jalen Waddle.
Yeah, it sounds like a pretty good swap.
Yeah. As far as trades go, that might be the best trade I've seen in a long time in this league. A long time. Because he got immediate value, like immediately upgraded. So I know running backs are at a premium in this league, but man, that is ridiculous. And the fact that he got Jalen Waddle there because somebody drafted Trey Sermon and somebody drafted Trevor Lawrence before drafting arguably the best wide receiver in this class, if not at least top 3. Yeah.
Yeah.
Moving right along. Let's see. Number 9 is Michael Carter, who had a very underwhelming week 1 with the Jets as they used like every one of their running backs. I feel like I've seen people like
Carter.
What's that?
I said besides Michael Carter.
Yeah, I mean he got like 3 snaps I think in the beginning. I gotta look that up. I was watching it because I had him starting in one league. Stupidly.
Oh
he had,
no, Lucas, no.
5 touches. He had 4 carries for 6 yards, 1 catch for 14 yards. But yeah. I was bought in. I'm not going to lie. I'm not afraid to admit it. I was bought in that Michael Carter was going to be the biggest steal at the end of the first round. And my goal was actually to get a late first-round pick if I could, which would have been funny enough, would have been the pick I would have had anyway had I not traded Ronald Jones. But it looks like I dodged the bullet again because I'd rather have Ronald Jones than Michael Carter right now. So.
Yeah.
Well,
starter this week.
Yeah, that's true. He is the starter this week.
Well, we'll see what's going on there. I mean, I know Bill started him last week in our league as well, if I remember correctly.
Michael Carter, yeah. He doesn't have a lot of options.
No, he doesn't. But I mean, he's making it work, and I will give him props for that. I've never seen somebody do so well with what they have. I mean, Tom made his team by being really bad for a few years and getting high draft picks. Bill hasn't done any of that. Like he took a crappy team and has been average and only drafting in average positions. So
yeah,
got to give him credit for that because he turned a crap fest into a actually pretty competent team.
Yeah, and then he had 3 picks in the top 17 this year too, so that helps. And he's got one of my second round picks next year too, so he'll be alright.
How does he have your second round pick next year?
I think that was Tyler Lockett. Tyler Lockett was 2 second rounders.
Yeah.
Balled out.
Mm-hmm.
Tyler Lockett looks elite.
He always has.
No,
except for the last 5 games of last season.
Yeah,
where he scored like a combined 9 points.
I know we'll talk about week 1 later, but Tyler Lockett has a history of doing really well the first few weeks and then just tanking the rest of the league.
It's okay.
So,
I got other tricks up my sleeve, Malcolm. Don't you worry.
Well, number 10 was Elijah Mitchell, so I think we should probably take some time talking about this pick. Nate clearly knew something that the rest of us didn't.
Yeah, he knew Raheem Mostert was going to get hurt on his 3rd touch. Somehow he knew.
Even before that, though, like Elijah Mitchell was playing.
Yeah.
In week 1, I mean.
Yeah, he was already playing before Raheem Mostert got hurt. It was a very confusing week 1 for the 49ers.
But regardless, when the dude got the ball, he did something with it. So.
True, he did. And then this is probably the most surprising pick of the draft for me. Not because I didn't think he was worth going in the top 12, but I just didn't expect a quarterback to go in the top 12 after Trevor Lawrence.
No, especially when he already has Justin Herbert.
Correct. I do get it, though. I understand the rushing yards and the rushing touchdowns.
Oh, yeah. I get it.
I don't question his pick at all. I think that was a great pick,
honestly. I mean, I kept trying to trade Tom. Well, I didn't. Well, Tom tried to trade me a lot, and I kept trying to get the 11, but so I could get Trey Lance, but never obviously could.
So you would have taken Trey Lance at 11?
Yeah, probably.
Me, yeah. If you look at my team, for sure.
Yeah. Although it would have been hard not to take Elijah Moore or Travis Etienne there, and just play the waiting game with Etienne.
Yeah, I was looking at Kenneth Gainwell in the second round too, but I don't know why I passed on him looking back at it. Um,
Yeah,
oh
that's
no,
one
he was
that
already taken.
he went at
That's,
209. Bill got him.
yeah.
That was another one. I was I gave him shit about that pick, and then after week 1, I'm like, yeah, I was wrong. I'm like, they use him a
I
lot
told you
down
that.
in the red zone. I was shocked how much they
So,
use that guy. He's pretty good too.
so is my take of the Eagles' offensive line being a top 5 offensive line in the league still a hot take?
No, because
Yeah.
the Falcons are awful.
So
Like
No,
that.
it's not a
it's
hot
still
take.
crazy.
Now, don't get me wrong. The big rugby dude, he's a monster. I love watching that guy play because he just runs and people fall down. Like, it's amazing. And then Kelsey's just awesome in general. But
And Lane Johnson's good still.
yeah, Lane Johnson, if he's just always hurt for them. But
Didn't
when he's healthy, he's good.
didn't Jordan what's the guy's name?
Peters?
Jason
Yeah.
Yeah, didn't he go down?
No,
He's on.
yeah, he's gone. He's somewhere else now. I mean, they got Brandon Brooks in there. I forget who the other guard is.
No, I thought. Oh yeah, Peters got hurt with somebody else though. That's right. He got hurt on a different team week 1.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's see. Number 12 was Tyrell Williams, and that was our first non-rookie player. And that started a string of another non-rookie player being taken at number 201, and that was Trayvon Smith, who's already on injured reserve.
Yeah.
Yikes. Way to use that number 1 pick in the second round, the New England Steelers.
And then Tom made another great pick at 14 with Elijah Moore. I mean,
he fell into his lap.
yeah, he did. He did, but he's got a good young team. That team's going to be I like Tom's team. I've said it before, I'll say it again. I like Tom's team.
He's definitely building for the future. You can tell
Yeah.
Tom knows what he's doing, so you have to give him respect as well because he knew he had to lose a couple seasons and then build up a team to be competitive again, and it's already working. Like we're already considering him, one of the better teams in the league. So
Yeah, he always sends me ridiculous trade offers. At least they're ridiculous to me.
yeah, Tom and I have been talking for about 4 days, and if you saw our trades, you would probably have your jaw dropped. But nobody wants to talk about my trades yet, so we'll wait to the end for that. Let's see. 15 is Jameis Winston. Colton 45 picks another non-rookie player and goes Jameis. He looked like a genius, but didn't start him, so I guess it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I just don't think he needed to go that early.
No, didn't think so either. Just going to move right along on that one because Colton has his own mindset.
Yeah.
Jameis Winston should be on potent anyway. So let's see. Travis Etienne at number 16 to your dad. Your dad plays the long game again. And then Bill goes Rashad Bateman at 17, and he's on IR as well.
Yeah, it's another one. Long term, that could be good because they don't have a lot of great pass catchers at Baltimore. But I think that could be a Lamar Jackson problem, not necessarily a receiver problem.
Yeah, Hollywood looked like this is the best I've ever seen Hollywood. It was week 1.
Yeah, he did look good.
Justin Fields at 18 to suck my balls, Mr. Garrison.
I like that pick too. Justin Fields is
Yeah,
going to be tight.
So bad.
I think this is actually probably the best pick of the whole draft, to be honest with you, and that's Adam Troutman. 207. I can't remember how many targets he got week 1. 6 targets week 1 from Jameis Winston's 14 throws.
Yeah, it's a lot. But will it continue?
I mean,
I don't even know what to make of that game because Green Bay just looked so awful. And I just don't think they're that bad. I just don't think they're that bad.
no, they're definitely not. I'm really hoping not because I'd really rather not use Ryan Tannehill this season. So, moving on to Fly Society's second pick of the second round, first pick of the second round, second pick of the draft, first pick of the draft.
No,
sorry.
first pick of the draft.
Zach Wilson getting him at 208. He looked pretty good. I definitely think Corey Davis is going to be his favorite weapon, which I'm a big fan of.
Yeah, Corey Davis looked good.
Yeah, he does.
For sure.
Yeah, I drafted Corey Davis in the top 5 pick, I want to say 4 years ago. Probably 5 years ago because he just finished a 4-year contract and then signed as a free agent, right?
Yeah, you drafted him right before I took Kareem Hunt a couple years ago. Because I remember I wanted to get Corey Davis. But
Well, I've held on to him after all this time. I believe I tried trading Corey Davis for a second-round pick and was rejected for about a couple years. But I was forced to hold on to him, and I'm feeling really good about that now. So it feels like I definitely played the waiting game, not by choice, but it worked out great. Another really good pick and surprising pick was Bill at 209, picking up Kenneth Gainwell, who also looked fantastic on the Eagles' fantastic offensive line. Definitely got a lot of carries early. Ended up with 9 carries for 37 yards, a touchdown, and also 3 targets, 2 catches for 6.
He had a touchdown called back, too.
That's right. I forgot about that.
Mm-hmm.
Man, Marquez Callaway drops to 210. Not sure how that happened either. But Nate got Marquez Callaway at 210. And then I got my first pick of the draft and picked Rondell Moore at 211. And after week 1, pretty great about that too.
Yeah,
it's going to be a good pick.
Yeah, it is.
In like a year or two, it's going to be a good pick.
I don't even think it's going to take that long. It looks like Kyler Murray can pass the ball to 4 receivers at this point. So
yeah, but I just mean like AJ Green isn't going to be playing that much longer, clearly. And yeah, he's got Kyler Murray. I'd be excited about that pick.
Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good about it. He was on my top 10 actually, so I would have taken him in the first round had I had a first round pick. So I'm feeling pretty good about 211 picking him up.
Yeah.
And then Max makes the worst draft pick of the entire draft. I don't know how you guys feel about that.
I think he does that every year, though, doesn't he? Doesn't he have the worst draft pick every year?
Terrell Williams is the worst pick.
Yeah, that's true. First round Terrell Williams is so much worse. It's so much worse, especially since he dropped him already. That's what makes it worse.
Yeah, that's true.
He's like, I don't want to play with you anymore.
Like I know what Colton was trying to do. I don't know what Max was trying to do at all. I don't know why Jordan Wilkins needs to be on any roster to begin with. Like Tyrell Williams had value, but like especially pre-week 1 he had value. But Jordan Wilkins had none. Like they just re-signed Naheem Hines like a couple days before this draft. Like what was he thinking? Like I don't understand. There's 3 running backs in front of you on a team that has a good offensive line and does run the ball, but we've seen nothing that makes anybody believe that he deserves to be picked that early. So I don't get it.
Yeah.
He's also 27 years old, by the way.
Jesus.
Yeah. Well, right after that is when Mac Jones got picked by Valyrian Steelers. And just to point out again how asinine Max's pick was, that's where Malcolm picked up Terrace Marshall at 302.
I was really hoping I could get Terrence Marshall there, but
yeah, I'm pretty thrilled about that pick, to be completely
honest. And then I was really hoping I could get Ramondre Stevenson or Mac Jones, but I was so upset watching all 3 of them go right away. I was like, no.
Yeah, I was feeling real excited about Ramondre Stevenson in the first couple of minutes of that first quarter when he was getting the ball over a lot of other players that were clearly above him on the depth chart until he fumbled.
Yeah.
And then Bill Belichick put him on the bench.
Yeah, he might play in like week 8.
Yeah, I guess we'll see. I definitely don't think they're going to give up on him. But
No.
I know how Bill Belichick is, and he's irrational as hell, so I guess we'll see. Bill's defense goes to your dad at that point. Not a bad pick. I don't think he needed to use that pick, but I also know that he didn't have any more picks past that, so that's why he needed to get a defense.
I'm just shocked he didn't take the Eagles.
Yeah, that's a little surprising.
I think he's had the Eagles defense every year, too. Someone else just grabbed him today or yesterday.
They're a solid defense. They're not bad.
Yeah, they are. They didn't look bad at all. Not as bad as I thought they would. But once again, I think Atlanta's like really bad.
Yeah.
I think Atlanta's real bad.
Yeah.
At least it better be this week when the Bucks play.
Oh, yeah, no. Oh, Fife and I will get to see it in person.
Well, let's see. We got number 205. I just lost my place. 205. Is that when you drafted Kadarius Toney?
Yeah, 305, but yes.
305, sorry.
Yeah, I just figure there's a guy who's drafted in the first round still on the board. It felt dumb not to take him, but I don't even know what to make of it. I've got enough.
Chris, you have more yards than him because he has -2 yards for the season.
Exactly. But that's the thing. Like, there's very few spots for receivers on my team. Like, I mean, I'm not going to ever have to use him this year, so I'm not too concerned.
I definitely don't feel bad about that pick. I feel like long term there's going to be eventually something there. I mean, you see like players that struggle year 1 and how they try to work him into the offense if they were a high draft pick. Like they're forcing Henry Ruggs on the field every Raiders game.
Yeah.
He doesn't belong. He's
Yeah.
constantly dropping passes. He has no route running skills whatsoever. He seems to be out of sync with David Carr or Derek Carr every play too. But I'm sure they're going to figure out how to get him on the field with a shitty Daniel Jones too.
Oh yeah.
Well, I feel like we should probably just breeze through the end of the third round here and just kind of talk about highlights, I guess.
Yeah, let's rip
But
through it.
Ricky picked up. I can't even say this guy's name.
Pat Fryermuth.
Fryermuth. Okay.
Yeah.
Definitely looks solid. I mean, he got a catch, only one target for 24 yards. Not bad. I definitely think a Pittsburgh tight end is kind of up in the air every year. You get like 3 tight ends that always get like some crazy games. They get like 2 or 3 touchdowns, and then they kind of go back to normal and back to the real world where Ben Roethlisberger doesn't do shit. So,
Yeah.
Will Dissly, another veteran player drafted. Not sure about that one either, but had an okay game, 37 yards. And then Max does another asinine pick by drafting the Green Bay Packers defense.
Yeah, they looked great the other day.
Negative 3 points week 1 against the Saints, Jameis Winston.
Although Jameis did get LASIK, so he can see now.
Hey, man, I don't think Jameis ever needed to do anything. I think he was always legit, and it was coaching around him. He just needed Sean Payton.
We got a Terry McLaurin touchdown.
Yeah, I'm not happy right now.
That's not cool. Antonio Gibson, 6 carries for 19 yards. I can live with that so far. Only 1 catch.
You will fear him.
All right, moving right along. Amon-Ra St. Brown for you. I like him. I don't know what he did week 1.
Not a whole lot.
I mean, I do like him, though. I think he's going to be a good fit. He's not very fast, but he seems like he's a kind of a possession receiver. I think that's kind of what Jared Goff needs.
Yeah.
And he keeps using them, especially he did in Los Angeles, though.
Oh, and he loves T.J. Hawkinson.
Yeah, TJ looked great. Philip Lindsay, another pick for Nate. Not a bad pick there.
Yeah.
I then go up next right before Malcolm this time. For once, we're actually in our rightful spots in the roster. And I draft Dwayne Eskridge for Seattle, who had a pretty decent week 1. And Malcolm then drafted the person I was debating against him with, which was Trevor Hubbard.
I only thought about getting Chuba Hubbard just so Malcolm couldn't have him. It's literally the only reason.
I'm not going to lie. I thought he'd be the next Mike Davis this year if he goes down. So.
Oh, yeah, he could be, but like I just didn't want Malcolm to have him.
Well, that makes sense, too. How do you feel about Chuba, Malcolm?
Well, I mean, he's literally just insurance, like you said, potential Mike Davis if Christian goes down. We're just hoping Christian doesn't go down and he doesn't need to see the field.
Well, Amari Rogers goes to Tom Foolery after that. Pick 402. I think that's a pretty good pick for Tom again. More kudos for Tom on this. You scroll further down, you see Nate draft the right tight end in Seattle. In the end of round 4, which was Gerald Everett, I believe it was Colton who drafted Will Dissly about 2 rounds earlier. Nate gets it right, makes Colton look kind of dumb. And then I draft Tutu Atwell, who did nothing week 1, didn't get on the field if I don't remember correctly. He did not get on the field. But I definitely like what Tutu Atwell brings to the table. Definitely his speed. Hopefully he'll be somebody that I can use later down the road. I'm not going to drop him yet. And then Nico Collins to Tom again. I do like that pick as well. He only got 3 targets week 1, but I feel like there's probably more to come eventually. And then Larry Roundtree at 505, and that is looking like a fantastic pick.
Yeah.
Nothing to say about Larry Roundtree?
I mean, there's nothing to say about him yet.
All right. Well, the very next pick, again, was another great pick, and that was not a rookie, but Trent Sheffield from San Francisco. He got a touchdown week 1. And I believe it was from Trey Lance.
Yeah, I think it was, actually. But, yeah.
Well, I'll go down to the very last pick of the draft that wasn't Malcolm's pick, and that was Anthony Schwartz. And I'm going to talk about how he's almost Mr. Irrelevant. Had 3 catches for 69 yards week 1.
Yeah.
He also had 7 rushing.
Yeah.
So I think I did pretty good without not having a first-round pick this draft. I think I added a lot of talent for the future, and didn't really have to use all my roster spots this year. So I'm happy with that. And I think a lot of you guys did a lot of the same things, but I think Tom is probably the clear winner from this draft. I don't know how you guys feel.
That or my dad. I
Go
mean,
Tom and then Nate,
Tom
and then
is
your dad.
yeah, Tom is better for right now. I think my dad's was better long term.
Yeah, I can see that. I mean, I just think Tom has more immediate value and a
Oh
little bit
yeah.
more long.
Oh
I'm
yeah.
being honest. I do think
Eh,
your boss Bill definitely had a monster draft too. Probably the second best draft,
yeah.
with the exception of Bateman, because I know that's more of a lottery pick, a
Yeah.
lottery. But some of his late picks just made it so much better. So yeah, moving right along. I guess we'll talk about that draft. Who would you give an F in that draft, if anybody?
Colton.
Colton
Yeah,
Canal?
Yeah.
that's got to be close.
Max too, yeah.
Yeah, I would say I wouldn't hesitate to say either one of them, or both of them are probably an F. If we were just going to be a little outlandish, I'd say they're both Fs. Tom gets an A.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, that's it for draft, I guess. Unless you guys want to have anything else to talk about that, we'll get to week one.
Yeah, let's go.
All right, so week one. This will be fun. Should we start with the one at the top? I think that was my favorite game.
Well, it's only on the top because it's your freaking
Oh yeah, that's
page.
true.
But yeah, why not? Why not talk about it? Come on, Malcolm. What do you talk about it?
Yeah, Malcolm, let's talk
Oh,
about
I'm
it.
not scared. Let's go.
All right, so we'll jump right in. Fly Society versus Potent, the champion, the Super Bowl rematch. Potent wins 146.32 to 131.4. Aaron Rodgers has an abysmal game week one, but
He
Malcolm
scored.
McCarthy and Ayuk, who has 0 points. And
Yeah, I'll take points.
I mean, you'll take a point because that's what Aaron Rodgers finished with, 1.3.
Better than 0.
Yeah, it is better than 0.
This is true.
But yeah, I mean, it's more or less irrelevant. 1 point's 1 point. When you lose by as much as you lost by, Malcolm, 1 point doesn't matter.
Yeah, I do think that you got a lot of points from somebody that didn't really play great. I can't remember who that was. I'm trying to blank on the wide receiver. I got to go back and look. I can't find the actual schedule of our matchup.
I feel like I played pretty bad, or like my team played pretty bad, to be honest.
Yeah,
But
I think your team underperformed, but
no, it definitely did. But it's fine. It's week one. Good win. Devo went nuts, and he was on your bench, right?
yeah.
So-
Yeah, and you had Brandon Cooks on your bench.
Yeah, but he wasn't Devo. But yeah, if I would have started Brandon Cooks, obviously I would have won. So it's it's stupid manager mistakes, and Kyle Shanahan's a fucking dick. So we're on to week two, as Bill Belichick will say.
Any worries about Ezekiel Elliott on Thursday night?
No, I actually thought Zeke looked good. It's just he went against the best rushing defense of all time. So
in that
yeah,
game,
the Cowboys realized they couldn't run the ball, so they just threw the ball every time. Like, I thought when Zeke got the ball, he looked quick, he looked good, he looked nimble, he looked in shape. I'm not like that's the worst matchup he's gonna have all season. So I'm pretty thrilled about Zeke and the way he looked when he had the ball. All like 10 times he did.
Yeah, I see so many issues with Zeke and the way he plays. Besides the fumbles, it's just really hard for me to get over it.
He's really good, right? So he's just gonna have like opportunities, even if he's not like great,
Yeah, that's fair. All right, well, I don't think Lamar had a huge game either. I think you definitely could have had a better game from Lamar. I was kind of afraid of it because I think that was the Monday night game.
yeah, it was.
I know I was waiting for Mark Andrews to get something, and it didn't feel like anything ever happened with that either. So, I was definitely a little worried. I thought Lamar was just he was about one huge play away, and I think it was that Marquise Brown touchdown, right? And that's when I was like, all right, now I'm definitely worried. Dalvin Cook also made a big play at the end of the fourth quarter to kind of make sure that you were set up. But I think the MVP of week one was Melvin Gordon, a 70-yard touchdown that pretty much solidified my win over you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. I definitely, like you said, was cursing.
I literally said to my wife at the time, I was like, Malcolm is cursing right now, so I'm very, very happy. That just knowing your reaction to that situation as we're all watching Red Zone at the exact same time.
Yeah,
But
I was just like, all right, Melvin Gordon's not going to hurt me, you know? And then, like, he's really going for 70. Okay, that's cool.
all right, well, I don't think we talked enough about the Super Bowl rematch, even though it was probably the game of the week if we had game of the weeks.
I mean,
Let's see.
not based off the score, it wasn't.
Yeah.
I mean, 146 to 131.
Yeah, not that close.
I mean, all right, moving on. Let the Rookie win versus Crab Legs to go. You, sir, scored 149.06.
I did.
Crab Legs to go, 118.46.
Yeah, I was pretty happy with how my team performed this week. I can't really complain a whole lot about what we did. I mean, the issues that we've got are quarterback, but yeah, quarterback's an issue, but I've had that issue for a long time now.
Yeah, that's why you don't win.
Yeah, right now.
Well, it's the first time you've had a legit tight end in, 2 years, too? Because I think you could feel pretty good that you have a superstar tight end now.
Yeah. Having Hawkinson's, I mean, that's why I traded up. I think I traded with you. You got Sam Darnold.
You did.
And we swapped like 8 and 11 or something like that. But
Yep, that's right.
Yeah, and so that's paying off. I just need the Antonio Gibson pick to pay off. I need Tua. I need Tua to be the man.
Well, Kyler Murray had a monster game. I'm sure Bill is feeling very strongly about his future.
He did.
Knowing that he's going to have 40-point games this year from his quarterback spot. And I think we can all pretty much assume that he's going to have probably a top 5 fantasy year this year in Kyler Murray if he stays healthy.
Oh, easy.
Yeah, he just looks like he's in for a Josh Allen type year this year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Kyler Murray, like, watching him scramble around the pocket is one of the most fun things to watch. I mean, it really is, though. That dude's insane.
But he's scrambling to pass. That's the crazy thing. It's like...
Yeah.
We call that cheese in Madden, when you scramble out of the pocket when there's nobody blitzing you, just to pass on the sidelines.
Yeah.
So it's pretty cheesy, but that's the real world that Kyler Murray lives in, is just playing Madden out there with people that are playing NFL. So yeah, it's definitely a different world. I was going to bring up Bill. Bill sat his 2 running backs that he drafted, but I feel pretty good about his future. He has actually drafted 3 running backs this year, but Larry Roundtree and Kenneth Gainwell sat last week. And they're both probably looking like they could be starters this year with Clyde Edwards-Helaire. I know Michael Carter's been listed as a starter, but I think he's probably going to probably play some Larry Roundtree sometime soon, and maybe some Kenneth Gainwell. So I think he's got a nice little setup of some young running backs. Clyde Edwards-Helaire was he the number 1 pick last year?
Yeah, he was his first overall.
Okay, so I know he has that first overall pick, but he did it with everybody else without having really high picks.
Well, and then adding A.J. Dillon last year, I think long term is probably going to be a good thing. I think he's going to be one of those guys that, like, back half of the year, he's going to have a bunch of big games. Just letting them fucking pound people in the cold.
Well, his wide receivers look great now. I mean, Devonta Smith, Mike Williams, Devontae Parker, T. Higgins, Antonio Brown being his best receiver last year points-wise, or last week points-wise.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I like to see what he can do this year, because we all know what one superstar quarterback can do for your team.
Oh,
We watched Nate win a conference championship and go to the Super Bowl with just Patrick Mahomes one year. So, I mean, it's definitely doable, and I think he's in for a big year. All right, let's see what's next. I want to breeze through these.
Once Derrick Henry gets rolling, then we're going to be in business.
We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes. Definitely, hopefully not this week.
It's probably going to happen week 3.
Oh, it's definitely going to happen week 3, Malcolm. You know it is.
Well, our number 1 pick last year, or in the most recent draft, the worst record in the league, scored the 2nd most points week 1. Valyrian Steelers 149.4 to It Hurts When I Hurt 124.4. So a 25-point beating on your dad, our original champion in this league.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that team's he's in a rebuild mode anyways, so it's probably not a horrible thing. But yeah, to lose to a team that's won 3 games in like the last 3 years, that sucks. That
I will
sucks.
say it was nice to see Valerian Steelers win.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
So
Well,
we'll see what he does this year.
This whole week was a lot of that. Like a lot of the teams that are normally on the top lost this week. I mean, granted it's week 1, but
Yeah. Trust me, I know.
Yeah, I think your dad got some pretty good production out of his running backs too. I think he used Chris Carson.
yeah.
Well, Chris Carson. I don't know if he used David Johnson. I can't see it, but
No, he didn't.
he didn't. Okay,
No.
so he got
Miles
pretty good.
Sanders.
Yeah,
he
did
doesn't
he use
have.
Miles Sanders?
He doesn't have Miles Sanders. That's Ricky.
No,
does.
yeah, he has him. That's right.
Oh, I thought it was Ricky, but
Oh, was it Ricky? No. Yeah, you're right. It's Ricky. But Van Jefferson, I mean, your dad held on to him all year last year after drafting him kind of high, and then this is the year that I think that's probably going to start paying off. But Christian Kirk is a monster game.
Yeah, had a game.
Real big game. Definitely looked like probably one of the best receivers on the field at times, especially with DeAndre Hopkins hoarding, double coverage most of the time.
yeah.
But
Well, and
right.
then his big one that he's got the huge advantage with is Waller.
yeah,
Because Waller's like that. I mean, we remember from freaking Madden back in the day playing with him, and like, yeah, it's fun actually watching it actually happen in real life though.
yeah. I think he caught like 5 of the first like 7 passes from Derek Carr that first quarter. Like it felt like he was just literally feeding Darren Waller over and over and over again.
Yeah.
Even when he wasn't covered, even when he wasn't open, he's like completely covered. And he just throws it up there, and Darren Waller just goes up and grabs it at the last second.
Yeah.
So, he might be the best tight end in the league this year.
Yeah, he could very easily
doesn't.
finish at 1 overall. I mean, Kelsey obviously is like, but it's just like how many times can he do it?
The
There's just-
production. I mean, Derek Carr is only throwing to Darren Waller.
That's the thing.
So.
There's too many other. Well, I mean, there's Tyreek Hill. That's it. That's the only other
There's
weapon.
another
Really.
really good option.
There's
Kansas
one.
City,
There's
not,
one other guy. Yeah.
Las Vegas.
There's another really good option in Las Vegas.
No, in Kansas City.
Yeah.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
not one in Las Vegas.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, besides Josh Jacobs, there's not really any viable.
Yeah.
They could probably actually finish the ball but I don't think that's in for any more behind wins.
Yeah, I have no idea what Lucas just said.
Yeah. No, I completely lost it. I didn't know if that. I was like, damn, is that just me? Well, I guess we'll wait for him to get back. But what's the next game on the list?
Do you hear me better now?
Yeah, you're back.
Yeah.
All right. I don't know what's going on with the phone. But yeah, I said I feel like your dad's probably in for a pretty rough year, maybe no more than 5 wins.
He's probably going to beat me this week, so there's one.
Yeah, I guess we'll see. Is that this week? Yeah, it is this week. You're projected to win by 26.5 points. Nobody else.
I was projected to win by last week. It didn't happen.
Yeah,
I'm
well,
always
that was-
going to be projected to win. That's not the problem.
Yeah.
Well, we'll move right along to Nate getting beat by Fief. Wake and Baker 135.7 to Nate's Trumple Bills 124.18. Not a bad week for Patrick Mahomes either, but not a great week either. I don't know. Just can't rely on his big guys, Aaron Jones and Patrick Mahomes. So he was just in for a poor week, but you can tell Aaron Jones wasn't going to go off this week.
Yeah, I mean, his hole at running back is going to be difficult to overcome no matter what he does.
Yeah. I don't think he can maintain it this year. I mean, he's got some. He's still got Todd Gurley on his roster. He's got Jake Funk on here too. Still waiting for Jake Funk. I'm not really sure why. Yeah, just a confusing display of roster management. But once again, he drafted Elijah Mitchell when none of us knew what the hell he was doing. So I guess we'll just let him do his thing.
Yo, have you guys looked at Robert's roster in a while?
Yeah.
Yeah. What you think?
Pretty solid, man.
No, it really is.
It's pretty solid.
He's got a lot of depth everywhere.
Yeah.
I definitely like his running back
Logan
situation.
Thomas is going to be a thing. Like,
Yeah,
he's going to be top 5.
I think he might be, yeah.
I mean, yeah, he's pretty balanced across the board, but I mean, he's one injury at running back away from having some troubles. But I don't think Tyson Williams is going to be the guy all year long either. I don't think it's going to be consistent.
No,
it's not going to be sustainable.
Yeah, I don't either.
But if Saquon can come on in the middle to the end of the year with Nick Chubb, he doesn't need to be, because he's got Jamar Chase, Amari Cooper, Stephon Diggs. I like Tim Patrick. Crack, I'm assuming you'd agree there.
Yeah.
I really love Jamison Crowder. I mean,
Daniel Jones just rushed for like a 60-yard touchdown.
flag?
Oh, so sad. So sad.
Yeah,
call
I'm
back.
picking it up.
All right, well, let's move on to the second to last game of the week. Where are we at? Let's see. Tomfoolery over Colt 45 revolvers, and that wasn't even close. So Colton got his F grade in the draft, and Tom got his A grade, and it immediately shows. 141.4 to 89.9. Just nothing to be had for Colt 45 revolvers. I mean, Trevor Lawrence might have been one of his best plays that week, and he played him over Tom Brady.
Yeah.
So, that's tough. That's just tough.
Yeah, there's a lot of times Colton has good team. I know the last few years he started out super strong and then faded at the end, so I'm curious to see what happens this year.
Well, he had the best pick in the draft last year, in my opinion, and that was James Robinson in the second round.
I think he picked James Robinson in like the 5th round.
Was it the 5th round?
Yeah,
it was late.
It was
we were
super
like,
late.
What the hell? But man, I mean, it's just looking at it now. He's grasping at straws with players like Michael Hasty, or I can never say that guy's name right. But anyway,
Yeah,
you guys
I think
know
you got it.
I think that's a solid pickup.
Yeah, I mean, but he's got him as his 3rd best running back on his entire roster,
Well,
and Sony Michel being number 4. I don't know. I'm hesitant to think that there's going to be any sustainability with this team. I know he picked up Zach Pascal, I guess to replace Tyrell Williams. So, yeah, I don't know. I mean, it just feels like a makeshift team. Like somebody is trying to make something work with a team that's bad that they inherited. And we know that Colton's in his 3rd year here, and he inherited one of the best teams in the league.
Yeah.
That's good.
He did.
That's true.
That team was good when he got it. Like,
It was, I
good.
believe, Matt lost in the conference finals to Nate that year, if I remember correctly. And that was the person who had the team before Colton, of course. And
Yeah.
Alvin Kamara had I think he was number 1 running back in fantasy last year, or was it Dalvin?
No,
It is definitely Dalvin, I'm pretty sure.
I think it was
Kamara had
Dalvin.
more touchdowns.
Yeah, you might be right. I'm not sure.
I'll look at it. It's not
I
worth
think
looking
it was
up.
Alvin Kamara because I had him in Best Friends League. He was oh my god, he was
He had
incredible.
18 touchdowns, I think, right? 18 or 20.
That's pretty insane.
Yeah, but I don't
Yeah,
know.
didn't he have 6 touchdowns one game or some nonsense?
Yeah. I think it was on Christmas Day or maybe it was Thanksgiving. I can't remember.
Wow.
But yeah.
Well, his best player on his entire roster, besides Alvin Kamara, is Mike Evans, and I think it's probably the down year for Mike Evans. And I didn't think that until I saw Week 1, and I'll probably feel pretty dumb for saying that, doubting him.
Yeah, you will.
Because Tom Brady's going to make him look good.
Yeah.
No, Mike Evans is just like
Mike Evans is going to go.
have weeks where
Yeah, he's
gonna
gonna go-
have like 3 for 20.
Yeah, he's
And
going
then
to
he's
go.
gonna have weeks where he's gonna go crazy.
Yeah, he's going to go
I'm
like
just talking
6
about
for
fantasy. He's always been
160.
consistent.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
He was the number 2 wide receiver in fantasy 2 years ago. That means it was 2 years ago, and Chris Godwin was like number
Mike
3.
Evans goes over 1,000 yards every year.
Yeah.
It's just a thing. So
So you're guaranteed to get that.
And how many wide receivers that are 28 years old do something every year until they're 28 years old?
I mean,
Stop doing that?
no one else has done it 7 straight years, so we can't really compare him to anybody else.
I guess that's true. Keenan Allen hasn't done that stuff besides the one.
No, because
It's him and Randy Moss.
he's had too many injuries.
True. Well, let's do the last ones. We can get to this week's schedule and talk about that. But the last one was the highest scoring team in the league, and that was Suck My Balls, Mr. Garrison by Ricky Montijo. And Juju in Your Hoo Hoo was Max Rudy, 153.3 to 98.4. And Max, who also got an F grade in the draft, didn't look like he got an F grade in the draft. Didn't improve his team. I don't really know what's going on. Actually made his team worse through trades, in my opinion. And stocking up running backs in Buffalo. So, confused. What do you guys think?
Well, first for Ricky, kudos. Way to go, man.
Yeah, for real. I don't know why. I always seem to root for Ricky's team because I'm like, I like a lot of these guys, but I don't know.